And a bright good day to everybody. How's it all going out there? It's coming up on winter in Arizona. It's only 56 degrees. Probably it's about 48 in the shade here. So, I was going to do this video tomorrow, but since it deals with chronic pain, I decided I'd start it today. Because I've been in pain for 1 week today. It started last Tuesday. My regular flare, all my muscles. What, you want to go in? Hold on. To send the dog in. Yes, I'm not coming in yet. Now she's staring at me like she wants to come back out. Anyway, so I started one of my fibro flares last week. Of course, right before Thanksgiving. Yay! But I was still able to help Debbie in the kitchen and do everything. And, so I'm calling this video my usual marijuana, and it's about chronic pain, pot, hemp, faith, and strength. Yes, strength. I had to remember what I wrote down. And the first thing people are going to go is faith. Rick, I thought you were an atheist. Well, I'm an agno-atheist, non-believer, evolutionist, but you don't need religion to have faith. And the big thing about that is lately I've had a couple friends talk about checking out early because they're in such pain and they're losing their painkillers, all because of this bullshit opioid epidemic that is not true. Okay? Most of the people dying of opioid-induced overdoses are not using legal drugs. They're using illicit drugs. This is heroin. And people are getting fentanyl mailed. So some people are selling fentanyl through the mail. And ketamine. And Klonopin. Those things will mess you up if you don't have a doctor watching over you. So don't order that shit. Also, just last week, somebody posted on the group about this lady with terminal cancer that hit a wall, and she was buying black market. That's the key word right there. Black market pot products. There was no pot to it. Because these people know if they sell real pot through the mail, it's a federal offense. You go to prison, okay? Even if you're in a state that's legal, and you're selling to another state that's legal, if it's through the mail, it's through the United States Post Office, and it's a federal crime. And also, I posted my strain of the day, and a new member said, "Oh, do you sell?" I said, "No. The only thing I post a strain of the day is to show people the medical effects of cannabis and the diversity and of all these different strains. So I post a strain of the day once in a while. But as far as my pain, I've been in 7 to 9 pain all week. So if I seem a little out of it, that's what it is. I'm doing this unscripted, off the top of my head, and in a lot of pain. In fact, if you look at this finger right here, see how it's turning? Can you see where it turns? It goes like that. This whole finger right here has been crushed twice. And I've got a live nerve going right across this way. So that this entire half of my hand here and most of this half of this hand over here are in incredible pain. I can't write. So I didn't even take notes. If I do anything, it'll be off my phone. But I've been using my cannabis salve, which I can't use right now because I'm touching everything and it's got beeswax in it, so I don't want that shit on my computer. So I don't let... Get back in there, Sonny. So I don't let pain, I don't even let the cold weather stop me from coming out here and having a cigarette and starting my video like usual. But we'll see what happens later on in the winter. Right now I'm going to go inside and continue on with what I was going to go on. So I'll see you inside in a heartbeat. Okay, here we are, back inside. Lights, camera, action. Rolling. I need a morphine. Excuse me. 30 milligrams. And I have a little 60 milligrams. For those people that don't know, I'm taking a lot of opiates with pot tea. But I take 240 milligrams daily of morphine sulfate. And upwards of 300 milligrams of Seroquel, 10 milligrams of Valium, and I have 50 milligrams of amitriptyline to help me get to sleep at night. And I don't have a monkey on my back. That's the big thing, that's where cannabis comes in. I've told this story over and over, but for new people that don't want to go back through all my videos, I like to briefly go over things. Hot cocoa. Yes. Back inside in the warmth. Shorts and a tank top. This is all I wear year-round. That's being homebound and disabled. I don't have to get dressed up for anything. But anyway, I have 7 chronic pain conditions on top of PTSD. Fibromyalgia, the arthritis that's killing me right now, degenerative disc disease all up and down my spine, stenosis, spondylosis, everything's pressing on my spinal cord, my neural foramen are being occluded, so my nerves are on fire all the time. And I feel like I get these feelings that are like ants, like a little army ants with acid on their feet dancing around on my exposed nerves. That's what it feels like. Let's see, how can I put it? You ever fall asleep at night, wake up with your arm in the wrong position, and it falls asleep, right? And you can't do anything with it, it just... And then, that pain. Anybody that's had a foot, a leg, an arm, a hand, something fall asleep, when the blood gets back into it, you get this intense pain just in that limb. Now imagine that everywhere. Everywhere. I get this creepy crawly sensation of, shut up, Sonny. Sorry. I get this creepy crawly sensation of these ants crawling over my exposed nerves, and it goes everywhere. Everywhere. That hurts. I mean, my head, sometimes I get trigeminal neuralgia. I got that on this side of my head. And sometimes this side of my head just feels like it's gonna blow up. And it's not fun. So that's why I take a lot of morphine. So people have to understand what chronic pain does. And like I said, I've had a few people that have talked about checking out early because of the excruciating pain. And I'm here to say that have a little faith. Have some faith in your personal strength. Don't talk about checking out. I don't like that. I don't dislike anybody for it because I understand. I understand what it means to be hurting so bad that, you might look down the barrel of a gun. I can't look down the barrel of a gun unless I'm cleaning it. I can't imagine I can't imagine killing myself. I enjoy life. Even in this chronic, intense pain I have, I still enjoy living. I enjoy my wife. I enjoy my life, my animals, and everything I've done. I started braiding these beads. I've started making these little braided keychains that are really good, super hard plastic. This is what killed me. Because when I bake these things, each and every stitch, I have to pull tight, turn it, pull it tight, and I'm pulling it tight, and I'm pulling it tight. Well, this finger here just gave out on me a couple days ago, and I've had to stop making my keychains because of it. Because I just can't take the pressure. Even holding up my coffee cup, I gotta stick this finger out. Because it hurts to grab. It hurts to grab and lift with that finger. You know, like I said, so it feels like it's being crushed or hit with a hammer. And just imagine that. Just imagine somebody hitting you with a hammer repeatedly all over your body, and it never stops. That's what I go through. And I'm looking at myself right now and I'm going, damn, I look stoned for one thing. I'm not. All I've had this morning is my morphine. And usually I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. You've all seen me. Okay? So, and I just took this other morphine, and I know I won't even feel the effects of that. What I do feel is a drop off in my pain numbers. And right now I'm about a 7. And I'm hoping that morphine gets me down to a 5. And I got my hash and everything and my vapes. Everything I've got is legal. I'm a legal weed patient in Arizona. Nobody asked you, Sonny. And I keep everything legal on my pages. This girl asked, are you selling? I said, no sales. Tracy Morgan Gibson with hempsaveme.com and CBD Hemp Save Me group on Facebook. She's the only authorized seller of any products on my pages. I don't even sell products on my pages. I mean, I could sell these if I wanted, but I don't know. But what am I talking about? Chronic pain, pot, hemp, faith, and strength. Everybody out there, whether you're religious or not, you have to have faith. You have to have faith in yourself. You have to sit there and look at yourself and go, yes, I'm in intense chronic pain today. Last week I wasn't. This week I am. And this week I feel suicidal. Don't feel suicidal. Don't think about checking out. Because if you've ever heard of 6 degrees of separation, a Hungarian mathematician after World War I looked at the boon in communications. Okay, shortly after World War I, you know, up until then, all we had was the telegraph and Western Union, Pony Express, and all that. After World War I, this Hungarian mathematician saw this boon of communication, international, and he came up with the 6 degrees of separation formula that shows that any one person in this world, you can, through 5 different other people, you can be connected to so many other people. You can be connected to thousands of people that you'll never know through this 6 degrees of separation. Because you know this person. Well, like on Facebook, I've got 500 friends. Each of my 500 friends don't fight, guys. Each of my 500 friends has 500 to 1,000 friends of themselves. So right there, Facebook is a good example of the 6 degrees of separation and how international communication and the internet has made this boon of communication worldwide. And we're all connected. So, what's my point? I'm getting there. The point is that when people talk about suicide, I always tell them to think about the people left behind. And the 6 degrees of separation rule right there can tell you that there's you may only know personally 5 or 6 people in your life. You may be remote. You may be a recluse like me. I'm a recluse here at the end of a dead-end road. And with my nearest neighbors over 100 yards away through thick mesquite tree forest. It's hard to walk through. But I'm connected through the internet to thousands of people. I mean, I've had people on my YouTube come up and give me messages on my YouTube videos and stuff. And yes, those that keep saying I should talk about Kratom more, I don't. I'm not putting Kratom down anymore, although I don't really like it. But I have to say that if I did not have morphine, and if I did not have pot, I would look at Kratom. I would have to seriously look at it. And that's because of my chronic pain. And I've got pains that would drive the normal person suicidal. I'm not that type. I can't imagine checking out early. Because I enjoy myself. I enjoy life. And, like I said, if I die, if I were to check out, that would hurt my wife very badly. And I don't want to do that. And she knows the pains that I go through. She can look at me and she goes, take some extra morphine, take some more, hit your pot some more, do something. Because I'm sometimes just sitting there like this, and I just can't even focus on the TV or even think straight. And Debbie will say this and will tell me, you need to take another pill, or you need to hit a bowl, do something, drink your tea. And like I said, pot tea. I decided to get up and do this video because I had to get up and make a new batch of tea. So I got a pot of tea on the boil. When the timer goes off, I'll have to leave you for a second, but it's all instantaneous here. I'll get to you later, Susan. But I want to talk about chronic pain with pot, morphine, and having faith. And it's really important that you must have some kind of faith in yourself, if not a deity, a God. Allah, Yahweh, Jehovah, Jesus, whatever. Allah, Shiva, Ganesh, the Indian gods. There's over 500 different gods being worshipped all over this world. Imagine that, 500 gods. That's a lot of gods. India alone has like 12 or more. So, if you have faith in a God and in a religion, those are the first people I think shouldn't think about suicide. I mean, right there you usually have a church, a congregation. You have people you can talk to. You have a priest you can talk to. Okay? Use them. Use them to help you stop thinking about checking out. Don't check out early. Finish your life. Let it run its natural course. Yes, pain happens. Like me. I'm dealing with it because I don't want to check out. I want to stay with my wife for as long as possible. And I hope I die before her, but not untimely. I want it to be my time. I want to go first so that she, because I couldn't live without her. She's my fourth wife. I'm her first and only. And she's the best out of all of them. My previous 3 marriages never lasted more than 18 months after I do. Me and Debbie have been together. We're working on our 10th year now. 2018 will be our 10th year anniversary in May. And I love her. I want to stay with her for a long time. And if it takes morphine and pot and anything else I can get legally, I will do it. I will do whatever I can because I want to enjoy my life with my wife, and I can't do that if I'm curled up in a ball on the couch, staring at the TV vacantly, feeling like I want to suck on my thumb like a baby. I'm serious, because that's how bad my chronic pain gets. I whimper. I've literally caught myself whimpering when I'm up in the 9-10 range. And like I said, the 9-10 range, that's somebody just pounding on you with hammers repeatedly, everywhere, all at once. And that pain is it can really make a person go off. So I just want to talk about, or tell people to have faith and to hang in there. Because, what's the word? Hope. Hold on, pain ends. Just don't make it end at your decision. Let it go its natural course. Live your life. Do what you can. Like this one terminally ill lady that went to black market cannabis. That was it right there. She was very disappointed, and I gotta say that's because it wasn't real cannabis, and probably not even hemp in it. Okay, it was a bogus product thrown together by these people, and they called it pot, and they try to make as much money as possible before they get caught. And if you have to send your money to a P.O. box for pot or Klonopin or fentanyl or any opiates and stuff like that, you're doing something very bad, and they're doing something really bad. Don't do it. Don't go to the black market. Go to Kratom if you have to. Okay, my friend Edie, Plants Not Pills. It's a homeopathic. It does have opiate-like effects in high doses and cocaine-like effects in smaller doses. So it does have medicinal value. I'm personally not happy with Kratom, but like I said, if I had no recourse, if I had nothing else, if I didn't have my doctor, Dr. Rick is awesome. He gave me OxyContin. We worked our way up from tramadol, which was nothing, and then he was giving me a lot of hydrocodone with a lot of Tylenol in it. And I was taking upwards of 5-6 grams of Tylenol. That's a lot. That's like a half a bottle of Tylenol every day. And because I was taking 10 to 12 20 milligram hydrocodones, and each one had 325 milligrams of its Tylenol in it. And that shit's bad for your liver. So the doctor put me on OxyContin. I was also on psych meds, and I had a blackout at the wheel. Boom. Doctor switched me over to morphine and pot at the same time, because Arizona was legal for medical. And just chronic and severe pain qualified me to get my pot card, which I just got my 5th. I'm on my 5th year now of cannabis. And I have to say that it has improved the quality of my life. And I couldn't be here doing these videos. I was even gone from Facebook for 3 years when I was on the Oxy and psych meds, because I just couldn't trust myself to talk to people and not say things that might be misconstrued, you know, because when I'm in a lot of pain, my sarcasm comes out, and I have a very biting way of being sarcastic to the point where people go, "What the hell is wrong with you?" And it's like, that's just me. I'm sarcastic. So, if I ever say something that bothers you, tell me. I'll try not to do it anymore. But that's me. I say what I feel. And, like, I even had some notes here that I wrote these down. What did I want to talk about? I want to talk about mental resilience and faith. And faith does not require religion. Like I said, I don't have a religion. I don't believe in a superpower. I believe in evolution, the Big Bang and all that. But faith requires no religion. You don't need a God to have faith. You have faith in yourself. You have faith in your spouse. You have faith in your family. Okay? You have to find faith somewhere. And if you can't find it in the people around you, you've got to dig down deep and find your faith. However you can get it done, find your faith. And don't be selfish. Because checking out early is a selfish act. I don't want to hurt anybody with that, but it is. And it's due to the 6 degrees of separation formula. You know, that you might sit there and say, oh, I've only got 2 or 3 friends that really care about me. But there's a whole line of people behind them that could also be caring about you in a third-party sense that you don't know about. And that you will be negatively affecting them if you decide to check out early. So don't check out early. So, you know, even if you have nobody else, remember that you always have you. You have yourself. And, let's see, don't do anything that would disappoint yourself. Stop, think, reach out, never quit. Alright, let's rest the notes. Like me, I've been in this 7 to 9 pain since last Tuesday, and I have Debbie that I don't want to disappoint. So I got up and I helped cook Thanksgiving dinner. That took a load on me, and that probably added to my flair, and that's why I've kept it going here. And in fact, yesterday I stood up at the... I had to carve down the rest of the bird, and then use the seal-a-meal, vacuum sealed all the meat, because we buy a big 18-pound bird just for the 2 of us. It takes us 3 days to eat half of it, and the other half we chop up and we use it in soups, tacos, burritos, anything you can do with, you know. So, boom. Like I said, I have my wife that I don't want to disappoint, but I also have myself. So I have to keep my faith up. And it's like the book of Job. If you know the story of Job, I do. I've read the Bibles, lots of Bibles. I've read 13 Bibles, all different, including the Torah, the Quran. And the story of Job is a good example of having faith, but I look at it as from an atheistic point of view, in that I have all these things piled on top of me. Chronic pain on top of chronic pain on top of chronic pain, with PTSD as the cherry on top of the shit sundae I have to eat every day. And that's what it is. It's a big shit sundae I have to put up with every day. And it gets bad sometimes. And it gets so bad that I can't write. I can't even hold a bowl to smoke right. You know, that's why I rely very heavily on this THC tincture. It helps me. It really helps me. And this topical cannabis salve made with real pot, plus hemp oil, eucalyptus, cotton oil, all kinds of good stuff in it. And I put it all over. I've been wearing it all over my hands to the point where I can't touch anything because it gets sticky, and I don't want my screen to get sticky. So I'm doing without it right now, and it hurts. But talking about Job, you know, the story of Job, for those that don't know, was, you know, God and Satan kind of made a bet. Satan said that no matter, you know, Satan said, whatever you throw at somebody, you know, they'll lose faith in you. And God said, I'll show you that they won't lose faith in me. And then he started doing all this shit to Job. And his faith never wavered. His crops withered in the fields. He had a death in the family, lost his livestock. All these things were constantly happening. All these bad things kept happening to Job. But he kept up his faith. So that's a good enough story that you don't have to be religious to think about it. That no matter what piles up on top of you, we humans have the ability to think and reason and to have faith. Okay? A bear sitting in the woods doesn't have faith. They don't understand it. If they do have any kind of faith, it's the faith that they're the king of the forest. You know? Like the lion's the king of the jungle, the bear's the king of the forest. Okay? But they don't think rationally like we do. You have to be rational. And I know it's hard with pain to be rational. Because I've sat there and talked to Debbie in gibberish, and she goes, "What?" And I go, "I don't know. What did I just say?" She's like, "I couldn't understand what you just said." I says, "I don't even remember what I just said." That's bad. Okay? And that's why I take a lot of morphine. I sleep 14 hours a day. Minimum. I'll be sleeping while this is uploading to YouTube. So when I do sleep, it's very restless. I get very little good naps during the day. At night, my amitriptyline helps keep me down for a good 6 hours, but I've been still waking up 3 to 4 times a night this whole past week because of my pains. Because I have to wake up and put on more salve. Or I put on my magnets, or my everything. I have magnet compression gloves, and I've got powerful magnets like a belt. I wear 24/7. Back here, it's got magnets in it, and it's the only thing that helps keep me walking upright. I take the belt off, and within 2 days, I'm walking bent over like this, and leaning on a cane. That's bad. It sucks. I hate it. But I still do it. And I still try to hold up and do my fair share of work around the house. And like I said, helping Debbie with turkey dinner, making dinner. You know, she's out there working. She doesn't want to come home and make dinner. So I make dinner for her. You know, I used to be the breadwinner, but now I can't work. Because the day of work takes me 3 to 4 days to recover. So I can't. I had to give up everything. And that's just it. That's why I'm a recluse now. And as a recluse, I have a lot of time to think. And that's why I started doing this video series. Talking up about the legalization of pot, which needs to happen. It needs to happen. Nationwide blanket legalization. Just everybody get off their high horses and soapboxes, because people like Jeff Sessions, they lie and they use flawed data to try to tell us how dangerous pot is. Like I've been saying lately, Jeff Sessions, Department of Justice chief, said it will be a sad state when marijuana can be bought in every corner grocery store. The most dangerous drug that is man-made is already on sale in every corner grocery store. Every Circle K, every 7-Eleven. Booze. Booze is responsible for deaths. Cannabis does not kill people. Drug dealers kill people. So that's why we need legalization. To keep the drug dealers out of America. Or to get them to where they're just trying to sell meth and ecstasy. Get off of pot. That's half the cartel's business. And we've already cut that in half. So they've lost a lot of money by legalization. And if we legalize the rest of the way, The Department of Justice and the DEA will find it's a lot easier to go after meth labs and illegal sales of illicit drugs like fentanyl and Klonopin and ketamine and things like that. Okay? That's where they should be spending their time and efforts and money on, but they don't. Jeff Sessions is attacking legal medical marijuana in states that is legalized. And it's bullshit. He's not looking at the cartels. He doesn't even talk about the cartels. He talks about legal state marijuana laws. And under the 10th Amendment, we all have that right. And the rest of the states have that right under the 10th Amendment to legalize cannabis. And if we get more and more states to do it, the government will have no recourse but to lift the prohibition and take cannabis off the schedule of narcotics and the Controlled Substances Act. It does not belong there. I know, I take morphine and pot, and I can tell you there's a difference. Okay? I don't have any of the side effects of morphine because I have cannabis. Cannabis attenuates the symptoms of addiction. I've said that over and over. And that's true. When I was on Oxy and psych meds back in 2011, 2013, I was a totally different person. And I was negatively affected. I had a monkey on my back. And I found myself drinking alcohol to help kill more pain. And I finally got my doctor that I have now, and I quit drinking. The morphine and pot together has been a lifesaver for me. Literally. Because I felt like laying down and dying. If it wasn't for my personal faith in myself, I would have. But me and my doctor and my wife worked it out and found the perfect combination of medications, morphine and marijuana. And I don't have a monkey on my back. The only reason I took that morphine is because I'm in pain and need it. And it's about that time of the day. I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning. I took my 60 and a 30. And it's now 10 o'clock, and I just took that 30 with a half a Seroquel and a Valium. Hopefully that will help me nap a little bit while this is uploading. I had some notes here. I can't even understand my own writing. Yes, it was things about people say, the pain scale. If you look at the pain scale, the 1 through 10 scale, it talks about limiting major life activities. And that's what chronic pain does to me. It limits major life activities, like working. But it also limits minor life activities. Like right now, I couldn't even color with my ink gel pens, which is very relaxing and cathartic for me. I can't do that right now because I can't hold a pen. I wouldn't be able to stay within the lines. I've got a really nice dragon picture I'm working on right now, and I don't want to screw it up. So I'm not even going to touch my pens until my hands are a little bit better. But faith and strength come from within you. Even if you have faith in a deity, that's the faith and the strength that comes with it still comes from you. Okay? Using a church and a religion is just a vehicle for you to use your strength and faith in yourself. And that's what I want people to realize, is that you don't talk about checking out. I won't hate you for it. I won't dislike anybody for it. But I will tell you, don't think about it. There's always something. I had one friend, really bad pain. She's been getting cut down off of her pain meds in Pennsylvania. And she really, really, really wanted to just die. Well, me and a friend worked out together and we got her some hemp oil that does help her. And she wasn't able to afford it. Well, we got her some. And she's been helping her son and daughter-in-law, who the daughter-in-law doesn't like her and the son doesn't talk to her, but she's still financially helping them. I said, don't help them anymore. Don't help them. If they're not going to let you see your grandchild, don't let them ask you for money. Tell them to make it on their own, because you have to take care of you. And that's it. That's my message to people that talk about checking out early. You have got to remain true to yourself. And if the people around you can't help you, or refuse to help you, or refuse to acknowledge you even, don't give in to them. Don't give them money. You need the money for your medications. And you have to take care of you as a priority. So think beforehand. And don't let anything break you, basically. I can give you an abridged story of me. Back in the 80s, I was somewhere doing something for the government, working for the government. I had two choices. I could eat a grenade, or I could roll off a cliff. Because I was backed up to the edge of a cliff, out of ammo. I had no recourse. I had no other place to go. And when I saw some grenades flying at me, well, I just rolled off the cliff. Boom! Right into a rock yard, 40-foot fall. 40 feet, and I landed mostly on my shoulders first and then my back. And I cracked 3 vertebrae. Well, I played dead. They left me alone. I waited till nighttime, and then I got up and I jogged 75 miles in 2.5 days with 3 cracked vertebrae. Because I was in a place where I found myself alone. I was the lone survivor, and I had to get to safety. So I found it in myself to have this drive to get up and move, despite the pain. And I hope that helps inspire people that you can get through it. You can get by. And you can pass through hell and come out unscathed. I didn't really come out unscathed. I got the PTSD and the broken back to prove it. But I didn't give up. Okay? And that's my message, is don't give up. Pain happens. Well, good things happen all the time, and you never expect them. Trust me. Things happen. Like I've told my wife repeatedly, she gets worried about money, and I said, you know, the more you worry about money, it seems like you don't have enough to pay everything. As soon as you stop worrying about it, all of a sudden you still have the same amount of money coming in, but you find that you'll be able to take care of things. It happens that way. The more you worry, the more negative energy you put out, the harder things get. The more you can focus positive energy and say, things will work out, things will work out. Click your heels 3 times. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Whatever it takes. Things work out. Don't check out. Don't think about checking out. Let life happen. It will happen. And you have control over it. And keep that control to where you will live and survive. Because I survived the fall off the cliff, not unscathed, and I probably ruined myself running 75 miles over the 2 days. Just a slow jog, but at night, well, I had to hide during the day because I was in an area where I wasn't supposed to be. And that's as much as I can tell you about that. But I was able to get up and move because I had the motivation. And I had the faith in myself that I could do it. And really the Army helped me a lot in that. So I can't say, if you're a 60-year-old woman right now, I can't say join the Army to find your resilience. But if you look deep within yourself, you can find the resilience to take on whatever life throws at you. And I want people to understand that, because it's important. There's always going to be somebody out there that will miss you if you're gone. And that anything that you do can affect them. Like me, I've affected a lot of people. And by sending a lot of these people that I meet to Tracy for her hemp products. Okay, I've had a lot of people meet me, and they ask about hemp, and I say, boom, here's where you go, hempsavedme.com. Friend Tracy, join her group, get in on the raffles, try some free products if you win. I won a couple free raffles and a purchase raffle. Right now I can't afford to buy any more, but I have a lot of pot, and I have sativa strains that I smoke, so I'm getting my CBD there. So I'm still getting my CBD, just not from hemp, because I have access to legal weed. But when I thought everything was going to be... I thought everything was just going to be shit. My whole life was going to shit. I was on the oxy and the psych meds. Had me screwed up. I was drinking on top of it because of the pain. And I was not in my right mind. Well, morphine and marijuana happened from my doctor. That was a life-changing moment for me. Almost a religious revelation, if you want to look at it that way. But between me and my doctor, not between me and a deity. My doctor said, let's try morphine, and he said, I want to put you on marijuana and see if we can get your painkillers down. Well, turns out my pains are so bad that I need both. And I was taking 210 milligrams daily of the morphine for three and a half years. And just back in January this year, I asked the doc for an extra 30 milligram. And I told him it will be another 3 years before I ask for another pill, if I need it. Which I probably will, because I'm continually degenerating here. My discs aren't stopping the degeneration. The bone growths on my foramen are not stopping. They continue. So, my life is going to continue down this road of continuous, chronic, intractable pain that I have to deal with. And that's just it. I will deal with it in my way. And I will approach it from any direction and attack it and do what I have to do to make myself live a quality of life and be worthy of my wife, to be worthy of being around her. Because if I just shut myself off from her, I'm not being a husband. Okay, I'm a lump on the couch, and I'm a burden. So I have to get up, and I get myself in pain by getting up and doing things. She'll come home sometimes and I vacuumed the whole house because she was talking about it. She works a full-time job. I don't want her to come home and vacuum and I'm just still sitting there as a lump in one place. So I get up and do it. No matter what it does to me, I still help clean the house. I wash the dishes. I run our water filters. I rotate them, and after every so many weeks we vinegar wash our water bottles to keep them clean and keep down growth of bacteria and stuff. And those are my chores. And that's what I do daily. I have my routines. I have these routines that I do things daily. And what I just recently started doing was using these things, these power bands, these stretchy. And that right there helped kick off my flare. I kind of went too far last week with the workout. Excuse me. And that kicked off the fibro flare. And then doing my braiding there, that kicked off the arthritis in my hands. And that's why I'm up in the 7 to 9 range right now. And I spend 20 minutes and I still don't feel that morphine. I still feel like a number 7. Hopefully by the end of this video I'll start to drop down a little bit. But I'm not going to take an extra morphine. I never pass up 4 a day of the 30s and the 260s. I can't pass that. Even though I know I could handle it and I could use it and I have extras, I don't, because I don't want to accidentally overdose. I don't want to be one of these statistics that they're trying to use against medical marijuana and opiate therapy. Because that's my big thing, is opiate therapy works with medical marijuana. Because marijuana treats all symptoms of addictions. All addictions. Thus, cannabis is anti-addiction. And it keeps that monkey off of your back. Like I said, 2011 to 2013. Psych meds and oxy. I had a gorilla on my back. I had a big old gorilla chomping on the back of my head and making and just hurting me more and more and more. But when morphine and marijuana combined, when I detoxed off the oxy total, I went to the morphine and marijuana, it's a life-changing experience. And like I said, it's almost a religious experience. The feeling I got of this weight that was off of me, which was the gorilla. Because the pot, I don't have a monkey. I don't have the symptoms of addiction. Debbie has to remind me to take a pill. She goes, "Did you take your 4 o'clock pills?" And I'll look at my pill minder here, and I go, no, I haven't taken it yet. Tell me I'm addicted. I'm not. Because if I have to be reminded to take my morphine, that's one of the symptoms of addiction, is you want more. Your body wants more. This helps attenuate all those symptoms, and it helps you get through. And that's why I am a legalization activist. We must help legalize. That's why I do these videos. And I've got over 200 hours now. Heading for 300 hours. And there's an hour right here. And I want people to notice. I want people to hear my stories and the stories I've heard from other people on how good marijuana is for opiate therapy. Any therapy. You don't need Chantix and Nicorette to quit cigarettes. Smoke weed. It'll help you quit, and it'll help clean your lungs up, and it'll keep you from getting chronic bronchitis and pneumonia as an after effect of quitting nicotine. That happens, trust me. Pot is a lifesaver. That's it. Pot is a lifesaver, and it helps me keep my faith in myself. And I'm trying to legalize for everybody. So that's why I keep this one new friend. What's her name? Susan? I can't remember. But I was chatting with this new girl, Samara. Hi, Samara. This is one of my videos. And looks like she got friended with Tracy. Yay! I'm so glad. So, Samara and Tracy. Samara, Tracy's products do work. My wife had 18 months of feeling shittier and shittier. When she tried the CBD hemp oil with chaga mushroom powder, after 18 months of doctors giving her script after script that never worked, diagnoses of GERD and irritable bowel syndrome and things that are just areas of the body that weren't even involved in what was wrong with her. But when she took the hemp, it fixed her in days. After almost a year and a half. It took 3 days. And she was like, holy shit, I feel better. She was starting to get the gray circle of cataracts. Gone. Taking the hemp oil, she started feeling the pressure in her eyes. She said, wow, my eyes are watering. It feels a lot of pressure in there. I said, just let it go. Just let it happen. And like a couple days later, it stopped. And she said, hey, the gray circle's gone. Cataracts, glaucoma. Those things are affected by a certain cannabinoid. In fact, it's THCV, I think, is what's glaucoma and cataracts. Tetrahydrocannabivarin. I said, just give it a chance. Give hemp a chance. And she did. And now she's a regular hemp addict. Not addict, but she uses hemp. And then she had gone through all the other possible homeopathic remedies that were around. And she she thought hemp was pot. And I was like, no, this is totally legal. This you can get this through the mail. And when she tried it, it fixed her up. She's a changed woman. She's now feeling better. She was dragging ass and not wanting to go to work. And she just felt like quitting. Now she's still going to work. Happy, bouncy. Better than me. Ow, excuse me. Pain's coming back. I'm going to have to salve myself pretty soon, so I'll have to cut this short. But I want to talk about the pain pot, hemp, faith and strength. Have some faith in yourself. Remember that you've always got yourself. Use yourself. You don't need a confessional with a priest. Confess to yourself. Get things off your back. Get things off your mind. And just get them off. Just erase them so that they're not affecting you. Have some strength. Faith will give you strength. Faith in a God, faith in yourself. Just have some faith and you'll find the strength. And take Tracy's products because they're good. They work. And this Samara, you're going to find out. It'll help. I guarantee Tracy's products help. People lose weight. People get pain relief. All kinds of stuff. And she's got gummies, vapes, candy, oils. Everything you need. And it's legal for mail. Legal mail order. All 50 states. Even if your state says no CBD hemp, you can still get it mailed to you. And they can't stop you. So, those states want to get pissy at me. They can't bring federal charges on me for saying that. But cannabis has given me a quality of life. It has given me the opportunity to be able to be a productive member of my household, which I wasn't for a while. For 2011 and 2013, I didn't do shit around the house. I didn't read. I didn't even understand the TV. I couldn't focus because my pains were so great. And these drugs really screwed me up. I mean, I was on venlafaxine, Klonopin, Seroquel, escitalopram, all these things on top of OxyContin. I kept the Seroquel, the quetiapine, and the doctor added the amitriptyline to help me sleep. But a lot of times I don't need my amitriptyline to sleep because I've got this and I've got that tincture. And that helps me get to sleep. And sometimes it helps me stay asleep longer than the amitriptyline. So you see, there's always something that will help. I never despaired. I didn't let despair enter my head when I was on the oxy and psych meds. I didn't let anything enter my head. And shit just fell out of my mouth. I never knew what I was saying. But when I got the marijuana and morphine, when the doctor and I and my wife all talked about this, because my wife goes with me to the doctor's appointments, because I can't drive, because of all my meds. So, my wife goes into the appointments with me, and sometimes if I'm in a lot of pain, she has to do the talking for me. But we go in every 3 months, and I get a 3-month scripts of my morphine, and my Seroquel, Valium, and amitriptyline are open scripts that I just call the pharmacy for. But I have to have a hard copy for the morphine. And I have to do this bullshit prior authorization shit. And it's all because this opioid epidemic that doesn't exist. They're clamoring and clamoring about opiates. And in every state that legalized marijuana, opioid deaths dropped by 25% immediately. And they're continuing to drop every year. As long as that state stays legal, opioid deaths drop. It's fact. You can look up statistics.com, farmerdeathclock.com. 1.1 million people die every year from chemotherapy. Not the cancer. The chemo. That is the number one biggest killer in America, is cancer drugs. It beats out heart disease. It beats out lung cancer. And when people talk about cigarettes, let me tell you, pot keeps my lungs healthy. I was smoking cigarettes 2 to 3 packs a day without pot. And I had chronic bronchitis, asthma, and I'd get walking pneumonia at times, and COPD. 4 to 6 months on pot, and I didn't need my albuterol inhaler anymore. And I haven't. 5 years now, I have not needed albuterol because my COPD and everything is gone. They found some trace emphysema, but they think it's on its way out instead of growing. And that's from 5 years of cannabis use. It works. It attenuates the symptoms of addiction. It helps people get off of drugs. It gets people off of opiates. Or if you're in high pain numbers like I am, it goes good with opiates. As in keeping the monkey off the back. And pot is just all around good. And we need to send my videos, tag your state representatives. If they've got their heads up their butts or their thumbs in their mouth or up their butts, tell them, watch this video, listen, learn. Do a simple frickin' Google search, okay? Jeff Sessions and other idiots like him, weediots I call them, they quote flawed numbers that I don't know where these people are coming up with these numbers, okay? But they're not true. And he says things in his speeches that are totally frickin' stupid, and they're untrue. But he says he's saying that it's true, and it's not. And I don't know where the hell he's getting this shit from. And more people in the government have got to start realizing that cannabis and hemp, it is a future that will save us as patients, and hemp can save this planet from the raping of mankind. Hemp biodiesel, hempcrete. You can make wood out of hemp. You can build a house out of hemp. Everything. Plastic, wood, cement, everything except metal. That's the only thing you can't make with hemp. But it does make car bodies. With resin stiffened hemp. Makes a car body that'll take a sledgehammer blow. What happens if you do that to a car nowadays? Take a sledgehammer and just hit the quarter panel. It'll fall off. And it's $15,000 worth of damage. No, Henry Ford built his car and it took a sledgehammer and bounced back. All I had to do was touch up the paint. It's true. Look up Henry Ford's hemp car. That's facts, people. So, I have just kind of wandered around here, and I hope I made myself clear on faith and strength. Now, you don't need religion to have faith. And if you have a little faith in yourself, you will find inner strength to get through whatever you need to get through. Okay, back in the 80s, I got through it without anything. I had no painkillers with me. You know, I was that bad. But I still did what I had to do because I wanted to live. And now I'm suffering today because of everything I did in the service. Jumping out of trees and landing jumping out of planes and landing really hard really screws your back up and your knees, hips, everything. I'm just a total mess. Thanks to the Army and 30 years in restaurant work where I worked really hard. 10 to 12 hour days without stopping. I never wanted to break. I didn't want to break my rhythm. And so I've kind of done it to myself. Yeah. So what? C'est la vie. That's such is life. Okay? So, live your life. Find some strength. Find your inner strength. Find some faith. Have some faith in you. And remember that you always have yourself. But that if you check out early, you're not just affecting you. You're hurting other people. Don't do that. Stick with it. No matter what happens. Okay? That's what I'm doing. I'm sticking with it. Okay, I've had this flare going. I didn't really even want to shoot this video today, but my pot should be ready. But I decided to do it while I'm in the pain, so that you can sit there and see that I'm still in pain. Okay, and even the pot does not affect me in any way that you can see. It doesn't. I don't get red-eyed. I don't even get the munchies. I don't. Even off these high potent strains, I don't get the munchies. Why? Because the pot is so busy fixing everything else in my body. It doesn't have time for that. And it keeps down the opiates. It keeps the opiates from taking control. And it gives me that sense of control over my life. And that's what you need. You need control over your life. And if you can't get pot, and if your state is being butt heads and they're not letting you have opiates for intense pains, they're the bad guys. Remember that. But go to the hemp. Go to Tracy CBD Hemp Saved Me on Facebook. hempsavedme.com. That's her storefront. Order. Get in the raffles. This one person last week won $500 in store credit. That's a lot of hemp. That's a very good win. She puts your name in, and she has a little spin the wheel thing that picks the person. And if you buy stuff and you're entered into her store credit, you can win up to 5 times just whatever you purchased. I think the guy bought $100 worth of stuff and he got a $500 in free store credit. And that's because Tracy's products work. People are taking them, and the testimonials are out there. If you just look for it, hempsaveme.com and CBD Hemp Save Me on Facebook. Friend Tracy, join that group. Find out the real. She'll tell you everything. She's got all the stuff on hemp that you need to know. And she can even help you pick what products you should use for your specific problem. So, I'm gonna go finish making my tea. So, faith, strength. This too shall pass. Whatever's happening in your life, no matter how much you hurt, remember that you hurt other people if you're not careful. Through 6 degrees of separation, you could be affecting hundreds to thousands of people with one act, with one selfish act. I'll put it that way. Because it is kind of selfish to check out. I'm not putting anybody down for it. I understand. I understand that fleeting thought of, God, I want to fucking die. I understand that. And that's why I can help talk to people and talk them into thinking. Think about your inner strength. Find your own inner strength. Find your own faith, with or without a religion. I think it's much better without, because if you put all your faith into a God, if he's really there, he's got billions of other people to look at. If you have faith in yourself, then you are your own little deity. And that's where you can really find your strength. So, peace out, everybody. Let's free marijuana from the prison of ignorance. Go over my videos. Go back through my older videos. 124. This is number 124. Okay, that's a lot of watching. The title will usually tell you what it's about. Everything's titled marijuana, and a different title. So you can go through the thing and say, here's what I want to learn about. Watch that video. Share it. Tag people in it. Tag the president. I have been. Don't worry about it. Tag him. If enough people shared my videos and tagged the president and said, you need to watch this, Mr. Trump, Mr. President, you need to watch these videos. You need to listen to the truth and the facts. That's what I give you in my videos. Because I sit there and go right off my phone. And boom, right off of these websites where I don't have to take notes. I can just read it off the phone. And it's all facts. Okay? So, share my videos. Go back through all my videos. Look at the titles. Look at things that you'd like to learn about. and learn. Watch and learn. I've got the goods, okay, and I've got it all over there. I got 300 pages of notes almost, and like I said, 200 plus hours of videos from all those notes. And it all comes out to where cannabis and hemp are the single most important plant species that we need to utilize now. Not later, not after special legislations and special think groups, think tank, whatever, of, oh, let's toss this idea around about hemp, and next thing we know, we're going to have Monsanto fucking up our hemp crops. We don't want that. Hemp doesn't need Monsanto. Just like Monsanto needs to leave all of our foodstuffs alone. Roundup has already got this, okay? Even though Monsanto has the Monsanto Protection Act, if this Roundup lawsuit goes through, the Supreme Court can kill the Monsanto Protection Act. Also think of this. Monsanto is now owned primarily by a German company. That in itself should void the Monsanto Protection Act, because Monsanto Protection Act is for America. Think about that, folks. It's for America. We need to get off of this shit, because Roundup is in our food. It's in the food supply. Okay? And it's making people need vaccines. It's making people have food allergies. Ever since hemp came out of our food chain, we saw an upsurge in cancers and an upsurge in lactose intolerance and other food allergies, peanut allergies. Nobody used to be allergic to peanuts. Back in the Civil War, they had goober peas. That was what they ate. That was their protein, was peanut butter. Okay? Nobody was allergic. Nobody was allergic to cow's milk, because there was hemp in the cow's feed, which got into the milk and the meat. And it was in our bodies. We ingested it via the animals. After the Marijuana Tax Stamp Act of 1937, that's when we saw this upsurge in cancers and food allergies. Yes. From the banning of hemp and cannabis, we now have the plague of the 21st frickin' century, cancer. It's still here. It's beat out AIDS. AIDS and HIV-related illness, by percentage-wise, kills less people than chemotherapy. By less than half. 70% of chemotherapy patients die. 70% of cancer patients who used cannabis lived. So if 1.1 million died of chemotherapy, that's the 70%. That means we can potentially save 1.1 million cancer patients a year from utilizing cannabis. And that's not 100%, but it's a lot better than 70% attrition. A 70% success rate is a lot better than a 70% attrition rate. Think about all that. And as I always say, these commercials for these new drugs that they tell us to ask our doctors for, they're preying on you as a hypochondriac. They're trying to make you think you need this shit. You know what A1C levels are? Your A1C level is a snapshot of your blood sugar over a 3-month period. That's your A1C level. Why do we need a drug for that? You do your A1C levels. You do it. if you're diabetic and really taking care of yourself when you take your insulin, you're keeping track of everything. You're keeping track of your blood sugar at different times of the day. Keep notebooks. Put down what your blood sugar is. There's your A1C levels. Pot will keep your A1C levels in line. You don't need these new freaking Invocana, and all these other bullshit biologic drugs that have DNA from plants and animals that they're inserting into our DNA, which is dangerous. That's why tuberculosis and diabetic coma and death are the top 3 side effects of almost every new biologic drug on the market today. So don't tell me that Big Pharma has our health in mind. All they care about is the almighty fucking dollar, and screw the patients. Okay? All they want to do is sell pills. And they want us to be pill heads. Cannabis helps people take less pills. Cannabis helps insulin people take less insulin. It controls your blood sugar. It helps your pancreas, your gallbladder, your kidneys, your liver. Everything benefits from cannabis because of the endocannabinoid system, which I have repeated videos on YouTube all about the ECS. Go through it. You'll see them. You'll see them all the way back 3 years ago. 3 years now I think I'm doing these videos, or 2 years. Go back through. Look at my videos. Listen to the facts. Listen to the truths. And when they tell you to ask your doctor for these meds, your doctor should already know you need it. Why do you have to ask your doctor for it? Like they got these new things for pulmonary embolism and DVT. Pulmonary embolism and DVT is one of the side effects of it. Does that make sense? That the drug you're taking for the disease increases your chance of dying from the disease. That's not helping. So if Big Pharma can't help us, we need to shut their asses down, and we need to get the federal government on our side to tell Big Pharma off, to say, fuck off, you guys are responsible for killing more people than you save. Cannabis saves more people than it will ever kill. There's only one case in the last 2 years of a baby that had high concentrations of THC in its blood. 11-month-old child. Dead. Cardiomyopathy. Or no, myocarditis. Could have been a pre-existing condition. But they focused on pot and made it negative. They made it a pot negative article and issue. It's not. Hemp is good for a child at 11 months. Not cannabis and THC. Hemp is great for your children. And if you have seizure disorders, hemp is the key. CBD shuts down seizures and keeps you from having them. On and on and on. I could keep going on and on and on, but we're getting long here. So I'm going to shut down, go finish making my pot tea, have a cigarette, start this upload. But that's it. Chronic pain, you'll live. Okay? If it's not a gunshot, if it's just something that's in your body hurting you, it's not going to kill you. Don't let it make you kill yourself. Have some faith, find some inner strength, messenger me and say you're feeling this, you're feeling bad. I will do what I can. But remember that I'm very against anti-suicidal, anti-religion. So keep that in mind, because that comes out in when I'm trying to help people, it comes out that way. And I can be sarcastic, and I don't want to hurt feelings. So, watch my videos, share, and God, I already feel like taking another morphine. I gotta lay down here soon, folks, so I'm gonna start updating this. My new people, Samara and them, hope you have good luck with the hemp. I'm positive you will. Help me legalize pot. Share my videos. Tag state representatives. Tag the Supreme Court. Go probably at SCOTUS. You can tag the Supreme Court and say, we need to fix the marijuana legalization. It needs to be nationwide. No bullshit. Full legalization. At least medical. Let the states go recreational as they see fit. But medical cannabis is of the greatest importance that we need to add to our pharmacopoeia. We need to get rid of these new biologics that are killing more people. We need to get rid of chemotherapy that is totally ineffective on 90% of the people it goes on. And we need to legalize cannabis and let off hemp and start growing industrial hemp and saving the trees, saving the oceans from having all these oil-based plastics that kills marine life. Hemp disintegrates, biodegradable. Plus it makes biodiesel that's safer than table salt. Watch my videos. Listen, learn. I've got everything in there. And I'll keep coming on, and I will keep telling you more and more, and I'll try to find more and more positive information, and I'll find the negative information that I can on the internet too. You know, just so people can't say that I'm showing one side of the story. I'll show you the negative side of the story, and then I'll tell you why it's screwed up and why it's wrong. Peace out, everybody. Take care. Free marijuana from the prison of ignorance.